things that happened this week a little different, and maybe some affirmations at the end or something like that. I have a little bit of a sore throat and a little bit of a cold, so hopefully I sound normal. I think I do. I started getting the cold yesterday, and just kind of a soreness in the throat, but this morning it was a little worse and a little bit more congestion, and I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll see if it's a lot worse or if it's better, and I'll go to work. If it's a lot worse, I'll have to call in, but you do have to push through sometimes. But at the same time, I haven't used many sick days, and you always should prioritize yourself first. You shouldn't be too much of a people pleaser when it comes to your health and your well-being. If you need a day, you should take a day. So that's going on. Something that I don't usually do that I did last night is I went to a rave, and I wouldn't classify myself as a raver, and I personally don't drink and I don't use drugs, and that's kind of what raving is associated with, although there are sober people that go, and I probably was one of the only completely sober people there. There was maybe another guy or one or two that only had one beer or something, but most people were pretty drunk, I guess. By the end of the night, they were drinking all night, but I still got in the spirit and the mood of it, and it was absurdly loud, and I was right by the speaker, and my ears are ringing right now as we speak. I can hear my ears ringing, and that's a full 24 hours later, literally. So hopefully that's gone by the time I wake up tomorrow. If it goes on 2-3 days, I'll have to start getting a little bit more concerned about it. But it's definitely annoying, and with the headphones that I have on right now when I'm recording this, they're obviously blocking any sound, so I'm just kind of stuck with this buzzing in my head, which is quite annoying. It goes away when I walk outside because there's more things for my brain and ears to focus on, I guess, and the buzzing goes down. But when I'm in here, it's still buzzing quite a bit. But yeah, it was fun. I didn't have a ticket. I paid at the door. I had no idea what was going on. I was walking by and I thought, this sounds kind of interesting. It sounds fun. It was already going on by the time I showed up. I don't know exactly what time I got there, but I left around 12:30, and I walked out of there and I couldn't hear anything. I could hear some things, but the buzzing was really loud. My hearing was muffled, but there was some video footage of it posted on IG, and I was in one of the videos, but you can only see the back of my head. It's nothing I was kind of hoping, because I saw them filming, that I'd be in the video so I could see myself and have a memory or whatever. Kind of, I don't know if it's narcissistic. I think it's fine to have photos of yourself and memories and shit like that, but so it was different. And there was one guy, he gave me props at the end. He's whoa, you were throwing it down the whole time, and probably I was the only one there that was raving and dancing the whole time nonstop, Energizer Bunny, and completely sober. I was going crazy. It was kind of fun. I was doing stomps and pop and lock, 90s hip hop stuff, and I was just kind of getting in the mood of it, and I was headbanging and or something, but it was fun. It was definitely worth the while, but my ears are like crazy right now, and I'm hoping that goes away. And it probably, I should have been in bed resting with my cold or whatever, but like, I don't want to be 60 years old and looking back and thinking like I did nothing and I didn't ever go out and I never tried anything. Or it's probably my second or third rave that I've ever been to in my life. And it's like a real popular thing, like, especially like 5 years ago, rave culture was like huge. I think, I'm not sure if it's peaked yet, but it did seem very clicky and very like upper end there. Like, I'm basically poor as fuck, and it seemed like most of the people there were kind of like, people that either are going to or graduated from university with like no student debt, like just their family paid for it, and they're kind of, traveling to Rome in the winter and like doing all this like stuff that's like I can't even really fathom. Not to be like a complainer, like if I really locked into something, I'm sure I could earn enough money to do a trip somewhere, but like it seemed like they were very carefree and very like, I guess, privileged, to be honest. But I don't want to shit on them either. Like, I fit in there, and like nobody was like pushing me out and anything like that, but I'm used to like kind of more of a blue collar type of environment, like people just shoveling driveways and like bitching and moaning about politics and talking about their problems here and there, and then just going home and drinking beer and never seeing you again. Like, it's kind of depressing sometimes. Like, blue collar definitely has like campfires, like from the trailer of a truck, and like dirt biking and quadding and hunting, and if you earn decent money, like you get like some trips to go skiing or boating, and there's like, it's not all like just drugs and alcoholism, but if you're a laborer and at the bottom position of the ladder, that kind of is what it is. So this was kind of a very, I don't know, I wouldn't say culture shock, but just a very different experience to the kind of the things that I'm used to, as people were just kind of, not worrying about anything, kind of turning their brain off and just kind of getting into a trance, which I like a lot, and I'm assuming some of you would like that a lot, because it kind of has an overlap with ASMR. It's kind of meditative, like getting into a trance by dancing, and it seems to be like a form of escapism, but you need some sort of escape from like just being like soberly stoic and realist all the time. Sometimes you need to do something meditative or trance-like or spiritual and dance or get out or do something you enjoy for yourself. So I did that, and it was interesting, and there was these two guys, they were trying to pick up these girls, and like this one guy, like it's pretty normal story, like it's probably the oldest story that's been retold a million times, but this guy was like, hey, my friend, he wants to dance with you, and then like he goes, gets his friend, and his friend doesn't want to, and he's like trying to shove his friend into this girl to get them to like dance, and he keeps like backing over, and he almost like tripped and fell on like the ground, like he was like, he definitely fumbled it extremely bad, and is what it is. I mean, that happens, and you gotta move on and just, get over it. It's kind of intimidating, to be honest, to, cold approach somebody, especially like a girl, or an attractive girl, even at that, because she was quite attractive. So, like, I could understand why he was afraid, but, like, if they say okay and you have, like, some dance moves and just show your dance moves, it's not that deep, really. It's just, you gotta live in the moment and just do it. But he was sort of like a guy that maybe didn't have any dance moves or really any reason to be there, because he seemed to be more of a wallflower, kind of not doing much. So, I mean, he didn't have the game or the riz to back it up. And his friend might have even put him on the spot. Maybe the friend wanted, was the one interested, and just kind of just pulled him into it as like a wingman that didn't want even anything to do with it. You don't know, but so there's that, and a lot of people were there with their girlfriend or their boyfriend. It was maybe like, I'd say it was mostly men, but not by like an absurd amount. It was probably like 60% men, 40% women, something like that. And a good range of ages. Probably the median age of the room was probably like 26 or something like that. So probably the lowest like 22, and the oldest, like, there were some people in there that were in their 40s. But yeah, it was interesting to go and just to have the music, but I still have that buzzing in my ears, and the DJs were good. There was, I don't know how many DJs, because I wasn't really paying attention. I was just kind of like stomping my feet and headbanging most of the time. But I think there was, 6 DJs or 5 or something like that. And it shut down pretty early. Like, it didn't go all out into the night. It went like around midnight or something like that. And it was interesting, and it was good to go. Good to do something. There was times where it got boring, and like the music kind of like tapered down, and I wasn't really feeling like the beats they were putting out, and I was just kind of through those, I'd kind of rock back and forth, and like I didn't have a drink, so I was getting really thirsty at one point, where I was like saving up spit in my mouth to drink it. Like, I was that like dehydrated, because I was just like jumping up and down for like 4 hours basically, and it was in like this crowded, like, hot air room, right? But it was chill. And after I was done, I kind of walked around for a bit, then went home, and I talked to like ChatGPT about my ears. I was like, hey, should I be concerned about this? ChatGPT, my number one friend, not. I find it is kind of dystopian and disgusting that I'm having conversations with a chatbot. It's worse than Google too. It's not even accurate. Google gives you like results that you can click on and kind of, go through and kind of see if they're bullshit, like, manually by yourself. ChatGPT, like, it makes up shit so often, and it just, if it doesn't know something, it lies and pretends it knows it. I don't know, like, if these companies are all like scamming people or what, like what they're telling their investors, but like, we're digging up, whole communities, putting in these data centers that are like consuming like all the drinking water, and it's like, what are they even doing for us? And like, kind of like, people are getting upset about it, like taking jobs away from artists, like, digital creators, like YouTubers, or, people that do graphic design, or musicians and music. Like, people can like have an AI DJ now, and just, it doesn't feel authentic. It feels very sanitized of all life, and it is, of course. It's kind of just trying to hold a mirror up to what we are as living creatures, but it doesn't know. It's just kind of the best guess of some software engineers of what that would look like, and it doesn't go the whole way. It'll never be something that's worth all the investment we've put into it. It doesn't. I don't know that for a fact. Like, could watch this back in 10 years and this would age like milk, and it's the greatest thing ever. And I'm kind of on the bandwagon because everyone hates it now, but it doesn't seem to be making my life any easier, and it becomes like a form of escapism. You're like, it's almost like a crutch of not having, a friend that's knowledgeable about something. It can be a slippery slope, and I'm kind of against it, but at the same time, it could have positives to it. I just don't know yet either way. I'm going to wrap this up in maybe 4 minutes or so. Just quickly touch on like the UFC. I'm not watching it. I believe it's tonight. I did watch the last one, the Strickland fight. Strickland against Hamzat Chimaev. And I actually bet money on Strickland because he was like an absurd underdog. It was like 6 times in your money. So I didn't put much money in it, but any chance to 6 times your money, and Strickland's, been the underdog and won every time that he's been the underdog, like 3 times now, so I won that, but I didn't bet on this one. Strickland's actually going to the White House and trolling everybody, and he got arrested or something. That was on my algo. Another thing on my algo was Oliver Tree died. I don't know if anyone here knows Oliver Tree. Probably. I think his biggest song has like 500 million views. So he's the dude with the Edgar, like Lloyd Christmas bowl cut with the mullet and the long hair in the back, and he does the scooter kind of gimmick, and he makes music with the kind of like absurdist music videos. I'm not gonna say like I'm the biggest fan and like do fake praise because he died, but obviously rest in peace to him. I remember when he first came out, it was like 7 or 8 years ago, and I kind of fucked with the whole aesthetic of like the fucking bowl cut with the scooter, and like I got it because like I'm a 90s kid, and I was like, oh okay, like I get that, but it's like it wasn't enough to me to draw me into his music. It was just kind of like I give him the nod. I see what you're doing, like good for you, I fuck with it, but it wasn't really for me. But rest in peace to the dude. He died in a helicopter crash, and he was gonna turn 33 next week, so he just missed his birthday. So rest in peace to him. And just, I guess, wrap this up. I saw a dog out there. He was scared of his owner because his owner was like working on a motorcycle or something, and it was loud or whatever. So he was hiding under a car, and it was kind of cute. He was kind of like nervous with the nose down, kind of looking with his eyes. And then there's a bigger dog that was barking. But yeah, that's pretty much most of my day. I saw my mom today. I didn't do much housework because I was in bed all day sick. This is kind of straining my voice a little bit, so I'm probably going to have to get a little bit better before I do another one of these. But yeah, I gotta do the dishes tomorrow. See if I call in or not. I probably should. The new middle manager at my job is a fucking dweeb. Like, he's a weirdo. He's a squirrely little weirdo, and I think it's not him to blame. It's his boss, like the executive director, that does nothing and has no coherent thoughts in her head, that saw me reading a book on my break one time like 4 years ago and has been trying to turn screws on me ever since. Tighten screws on me ever since. She's a weirdo. So yeah. kind of comical. That makes life interesting, I guess. That we're led by absurd weirdos all the time, no matter what job you're at, or whether it's in politics or geopolitics, of just kind of, different personalities clashing, world leaders, whatever it is. We're always the people that rise to the top seem to be just the people that can't just hang. They can't just be relaxed and be social and like have people like them and just be satisfied with being chill. They're either pushed out because people are suspicious of them, or they have like a quirk, or are obviously a drive and work ethic. Like, I'm not just trying to say like they're all, evil or they're all weird, because that's not the case. But at the same time, we have seen like a lot of evil weirdos with the Epstein stuff, and I think trust is at a new low, and people are all kind of, talking about it, whether it's doomsday talk or just kind of like gossipy talk. It seems like a lot of algos kind of dip into politics, no matter, even if it's, sports or anything. It all kind of seeps back into politics and kind of just... Anyways, at the local level, like what I was saying is like the micromanaging and like the middle managers, it's like it kind of takes a certain type of personality to become a middle manager, because you kind of have to, know office politics and like think yourself higher than your coworkers and kind of like put yourself above them, and then kind of weasel your way in through management. It kind of seems that way. Seems kind of like, I don't know, I've never really had many... well, that's not true. I'm just being negative now and being a hater, really, because this one guy is shit. Because I'm thinking now, and like I have had a lot of managers that have been decent, so I am going a little bit overboard there. But at this one employer, like both managers were bad, and like their superior, the head lady, is even worse, and it's kind of crazy because they don't even know what screws to turn. Like, they don't know what the job even is. They don't know anything. They're kind of just doing it as like loyalty tests and like office politics, and like trying to assert that they're higher than me, and like doing these like attitude adjustments and like testing me like to see if I'm like... It's just really annoying and really old, and I'm getting old, and maybe that's part of it, is I don't have the patience for putting up with this stupidity anymore, and I kind of have to, because I don't have enough money to retire, so I have to, put up with it, and they know that. They know it's leverage, and they're just kind of, trying to poke at me because of that. So I might need a new job. I might need to figure something out, but until then, I'm grinding there, and I'm hoping that this channel can bring in a little bit of money and have a side hustle or something with this, but I don't know. I have a second channel that is kind of a little bit weird. I've been kind of doing like schizo posting on it, to be honest. I've been just photoshopping my face. Well, I've been doing that on this channel too, to be honest. In the shorts, I just kind of green screen my face into other people's videos, and it's funny to me. I know it's funny to some other people too, but it triggers the algo, and it's low effort, and it's kind of comical, and I've been doing a lot more of that on my other channel, but it's kind of killed my algo on that other channel because people didn't really like it. They didn't fuck with it, and I kind of went to like very kind of spamming, kind of shitty, like brain rot posts where I was just purposely like trying to put out nonsense just because I felt like putting out nonsense was funny or whatever, so I just spammed a bunch of it. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I hope everyone's doing good. I'm gonna end this video now. It's 25 minutes. Seems like a reasonable amount of time. God bless everybody. Take some time for yourself. Drink some water. Stay hydrated. Look after yourself. That's what's important. you gotta look after your body. Make sure that you're, physically fit to a degree. That, you're looking after everything. Like, I don't want to sound like a weirdo, but look after your gut microbiome. Drink some yogurt. Do some healthy habits, and make sure that you get some sunlight in your eyes when you wake up. If you're waking up in the morning or afternoon, like, given that you're not on a graveyard shift, and that you have some time to unwind at the end of the night. Hopefully you're not always stuck to the TV or the scrolling, that you get out and have a hobby or something, but make sure that you're building and maintaining healthy habits. Look after yourself. No one else is going to. Keep some people around you that are positive, and never doom. Always look forward to the future and maintain a level of optimism. So, God bless everybody. Thank you for watching this. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. The comments help me more than you might know, because that's kind of what the YouTube algo wants to see, is comments and engagement. So I'm just going to kind of shamelessly plug that. And have a good night. Have a good sleep if you're in bed. Have a good day if you're listening to this when you're getting ready for work or whatever. But God bless everybody. Thanks for watching this. And peace out to the next one. Alright.